What's up, Culture Drop? This video is about the fact that you don't have to be just one thing and like fit into a box everywhere in your life. Yeah, let's unpack that. Life and this human experience that we are all navigating through is full of contradiction. It's full of paradox. I recognize for myself that I want to do a video about this because I want to talk about this. It is possible to be two things that are seemingly very contradicted to each other. For example, you can be ambitious, incredibly ambitious and want to win, and also you can be competitive as hell and like try to be like, I want to win, that is my number one thing, and also like a gracious loser and kind. Like you can be incredibly ambitious and not have to like knock anybody else over on the way to get there. Those might seem counter, but they're not. You can be both of those things. Another example is that you can be somebody who's incredibly generous, who's incredibly accommodating, who's supportive, who's like willing to help out and step in. And you can be somebody who has strong boundaries, who's willing to say no, who's willing to disappoint other people and let them down because you have boundaries. Like I can be a very generous person and also be like, no, I will not do that thing because I don't want to. And I think it like, man, for some reason, I think that like really gets us locked up in our heads that we have to be this thing or we have to be this thing. Everybody in the world hates hustle culture and hustle, but it's like, you can be a hustler. You can be a hustler and a grinder, and like, that's not for everybody. Nobody has to do that and grind and be like, working hard is like, it's fun. It's a game for me. I love it. I can do that and take rests and take breaks and take it easy on myself and play video games and waste 2 hours in the middle of the afternoon and be like, I'm just gonna screw off and play video games and I can be a hustler. And like, I think sometimes we get caught up in our brains of like, of who we think we are in terms of our identity. I am this thing, I have to be this thing. I want people to see me as this thing. And the truth is there's many things that you can be both of that seem very counter to each other that are not. I think this also applies in the business world, right? When you think about being a leader or being a company, it's like, you can hold people accountable, right? As a leader, I can hold people to a very high standard and a very high bar and expect a lot of people, but I can also come from a place of being supportive, right? Of being there in service of my team. Also like holding them accountable. I can hold my team to a high bar and also be there to serve them and support them and lift them up. Power and authority, like they're not all the same thing. Another example of that in like a workplace setting is like giving feedback. I can be very direct and say exactly what I mean to say without beating around the bush in terms of giving feedback or having a difficult conversation, but I can also do that and be gentle. I can also come from a place of humility, right, and softness and gentleness to say, hey, this thing I'm seeing from you, it's not great, right? It needs to look like this instead, or I'm having this experience that doesn't feel great. I don't have to do that with a stern face and a raised voice and like anger and aggression, right? I can say what I mean to say in a direct way, but also be kind and soft and gentle. One last piece, because I don't want to just talk about this forever, but I think another thing that I think people struggle with is this idea of being like assertive, you know, of advocating for themselves, of asking for more money, of saying what they want, being their own champion and advocating for themselves. That is not being arrogant or selfish, right? Is that you can advocate for yourself and be assertive and also come from a place of humility and humbleness. I don't think I'm better than you, but this is what I want and this is what I'm worth and this is what I deserve, whether that is in like personal relationships or workplace. That's just what I want to say. The world is full of contradictions. It's a complicated place. You don't have to be just one thing. You can be a lot of different things. It's about balance. And I think it's important. I think it's important mindset as you navigate this human experience. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, or you can sign up for the Culture Drop mailing list and get these emails and videos right into your inbox.